Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Current blood sugar is at 10.2, 3 units above. My corrections have dropped off quite a bit. They kind of come back, kind of picked up again, so I don't know what that is, what's causing that. But again, 6.2 fully calibrated. And I have less than a day. I have 20 hours left. I've got up, came down a bit, and we're just kind of hovering. So I've just had another correction of almost a unit, 0.925 unit. So in my system, I have 2.95 units. Very shortly, I'll have to do a calibration, but we'll make it work. Time in range is 91%, 9% above 10, which this morning things is staying up there. In range, 91, and below is 0, which is where my doctor would like me to be. Average sugar is down by a point. It's at 7.9. So, the last 24 hours are looking pretty good. Today, what I want to discuss to you is, how can I be high? Am I high? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. A number of times I'll do a blood test, and that blood test will come back as a high. And I have to think, how can I be high? I've done everything the exact same way, and yet I'm high. Well, things happen. You could be under a little bit more stress that your body's feeling, hey, he's going to need sugar. He's going to have to do either a fight or flight. He's going to have to deal with it. Here, let's release more sugar into your system. Being high also makes me feel like crap. Being high also makes me lackluster. I just don't really feel like I want to do anything. For years, if I went to work and I had a high blood sugar day, that was sort of out of it. I was a write-off for that day. I would try to find shortcuts that just didn't work. A little clue, people can really kind of get into your mind space and force you to do things that you shouldn't, just to make life easier on you. And you're just kind of, but you can't, you don't understand why you're always so high blood sugar. And I'm talking around 14, 15. In talking to my diabetic nurse yesterday, the day before, it came out that my blood sugar was pretty good. I wasn't getting any more highs, 12s, 14s. Sorry, just have to modulate in the chair here. So things looked pretty good. I haven't had a surprise day in a while. Well, I've been having the other way. Why am I low? That will maybe be another videos. But today we're talking about why out of the blue am I high? Low, yes, you had too much insulin, but highs are, unless you've actually done something, like you forgot to take your insulin. This morning, well, it wasn't a super high what we're talking about. Come on. My blood sugar did take off and it went up to about 12, I guess. And I was already thinking, why am I being so high? Why is my blood sugar taking off? And I thought about it, and yesterday I was in bed for a while, but that should cause my blood sugar to be pretty high. Like it should be up and staying high. My blood sugar came down to 8 and then just went up 4 points for no reason. So why? Well, it could be what you had for breakfast. Did you count your carbs correctly? And, a lot of times doctors or your diabetic nurse will ask you, did you count your carbs right? Or you tell me how many carbs you had. And that's not really a helpful question. It's kind of like, we know you did something wrong and we're going to prove it. It's sort of like yesterday. I came out of going to the hospital, still have my badge of honor from the hospital. And I came back, and I've been back here all night. My blood sugars were high all night. And they came in and said, we want to do a test on our machine. And I said, no, my blood sugar's 8. Well, we don't trust your machine. And I refused. If you come at me with those sorts of numbers, yes, I'm going to refuse the number. Because it's always, their machine is always correct. Your machines are causing the issue. If we just got you back on, and the whole thing. But yet, no one seems to really care if your blood sugar is high. If my blood sugar is at 33.3, well, just say that number because that's sort of as high as this will go or my glucometer will read. But, it's kind of like no one really cared. You could be heading into DKA and no one would really know the difference. Low, they're on the back view. So you have to watch if you're high. And when you're high, you have to know whether are heading towards DKA or not. You have to be vigilant with taking your blood sugars. You have to know how to understand your blood sugars. And something as high as 12 to 14 is kind of like, yeah, you're getting a little high there, buddy. 10 is 180 for those Americans. So 20 is going to be 460, I think. So you've got to understand your blood sugars and what can happen with your blood sugars. If you don't, you could switch over and go into DKA. The only solution for DKA is more insulin. And pretty much what they'll do here, because this is my diabetes, if I'm high, they won't say, oh, well, maybe you should take more insulin. No, it'll be okay, yeah, it's high. Thinking back to when I had a high occurrence here, I should have been more forceful. They came in and said, well, should you go to the hospital if you're that high? Sorry, just telling me I have to do blood sugar, which we did already, so. And I did that. And I would just want them out of the room. I didn't I didn't want to do anything. I wasn't interested. I just wanted them out of the room. And I eventually agreed that no, I didn't need to go to the hospital. By the next morning, I was severely sick. I was throwing up. And that's not a positive thing. By 10 o'clock, when I showed up at emergency, I was in full DKA. And one of the nurses who I saw, who treated me that day, said, yeah, you're a lot better than the last time I saw you. And I was sick. The nurses here don't believe, they'll only believe their glucometers. And my numbers aren't good enough for them. Only theirs is correct number. But when I test my machine against theirs, which we've done a number of times, we've matched. But no, if I go out of the range, no, we have to test with our machines. No, you don't need to test. I've given you the number. That's what number. I have to live with my machines. Yes, I could sit back and they could come and do blood sugars on me 4 times a day. But if I'm not feeling well, oh, I'd have to ring to get a blood sugar. Oh, I don't have time to come in here and do blood sugars on you all the time. It's really a pain. Highs are so much problem. Lows are so much problem. Lows, if you're able to treat and come out of it, it's fine. But you always go through the questioning, and the questioning is always not an open-ended question. It's, did you forget to take your insulin? For highs, for lows, it's, what, did you take extra insulin? I've been a diabetic for 47 years. I don't play around with my diabetes. If I decide I want something extra, I will give a shot for it to cover the carbs. I'm not going to sit here and play games. I don't have the time to do this. And we don't really want or to be constantly dealing with that. Don't sit there and second guess if you're high. Do a blood test. Get things taken care of. Try to get you turned around as quickly as possible, because your family, your friends, your work associates all appreciate you in the normal ranges. You can feel a lot better in the normal ranges. Just because you have one high blood sugar does not mean your second or your next, by the next blood sugar, you'll be in DKA in the hospital. But prolonged blood sugars can cause DKA. I don't know if they cause it. You can head in. You need insulin to bring you. And a lot of times DKA requires time in the hospital. again, treat your highs, bring them down as per your doctor recommendations. Follow the game plans. If you find your game plan isn't working for you, talk to your doctor, talk to your diabetes center. Change your game plan with your advice of your doctor. It's something easy to do. Just chat with them and come up with a new plan that you both agree on. Have a great day, and I'll talk again later. Bye now. My next vlog topic will be Our next chat or vlog will be subtitled Just Dessert, Stressed, and how will stress affect your blood sugars. So look forward to seeing you again, and it'll be great to talk about stress and how stress affects you, and probably stress affects everyone, but how it can really affect you and your diabetes. So stay tuned for Stressed. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.